This house right here made me over $40,000 as my very first flip. In this video, I'm gonna break down all the numbers for you and how long it took me to get it done. And I'm also gonna tell you the things you should look out for in order to avoid mistakes. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what you need to know in order to have your very first successful flip. So take a look at this beautiful house. The number one thing that got my attention is the high ceiling, because I've always dreamed of having a house with such a high ceiling, and the lighting is great. This really doesn't add that much to the value of the house, but it's very attractive for potential buyers. One of the things that do add to the value and contribute to have a really good investment is the location. I specialize in the Las Vegas market, so I know that one of the best areas in Las Vegas is Summerlin. So I went just right outside Summerlin to find this location, which had a really cheap price per square feet, and it also offered a corner lot with a big yard that has potential for pool and for a barbecue, maybe a hot tub, I don't know, whatever is your preference. And also, the cherry on the top was that this house has no HOA. And since I specialize in short-term and mid-term rentals, I love houses with no HOA because HOA usually don't allow short-term rentals and mid-term rentals. All right, so let's get into it. Now we're gonna break down the part that nobody likes, which is the numbers. But this is where the money is to be made. So we're gonna start with the purchase price. The property was listed for $400,000. I made an offer for $380,000, which was just high enough to be overpriced from all the investors in Las Vegas, but it was still low enough so that we didn't just leave money on the table because this house was in distressed condition. So we end up getting accepted at $382,000. So $382,000. The after repair value, which we made some comps, we kind of analyzed the market and we got to realize that the price for what we can sell this house for was $500,000. I think that it could be a little more, especially if I hold it a little longer. It could be maybe $515,000, but we're gonna be conservative and we're gonna put $500,000, which was the original number that we went for when we did the flip. Then we have the estimate repair. How did we came up with this number? I brought one contractor, which I think is a mistake. I should have brought 3 contractors, but I felt that I liked the way he worked. He made a really in-depth breakdown, and we went with this estimate for $54,000. Now, surprise, surprise, you should always consider about 10% on top of the estimate repair value because contractors don't always give you the exact number. Plus, this house has squatters, so there's always unknown repairs. So keeping that in mind, we are gonna break down the numbers. If we were to list the house tomorrow for $500,000 minus the purchase price minus the actual repair cost, we come up with $55,000. Keep in mind, you have to list the house usually through the MLS, and that's you have to pay the buyer's agent. I can list it myself because I am a licensed agent, yet I have to pay the other party. So let's just assume I'm gonna spend about $15,000 on the listing fees. So we come up with $40,000. So there is your number. One of the most expensive things that you're gonna encounter with a flip is the kitchen. So this house, we already knew we had to repair the kitchen, and the estimate turned out to be actually pretty standard, despite the fact that I chose some quartz, the countertop, with nicer material than it what usually is. So just in material, the most expensive things you're looking at is the cabinets. The cabinets, there's 36 boxes, so it cost me about $2,800, and the quartz with installation was $1,500. So just in materials plus the installation, I did add the installation of the quartz, was $6,000. I think with labor, probably you can round the number to $10,000. So another thing that I splurged on was the light fixtures. As you can see, I like the modern style, and I love golden fixtures. So it just in lighting, this was a surprise for me, was 1900, so about $2,000 that I didn't knew lighting was that expensive. But take a look at this chandelier, isn't it cool? And then for the flooring of the house, flooring, because it's a large house with a lot of square feet, flooring with baseboard, nobody knows that they have to spend money on baseboard and other materials. Flooring for the whole house was $4,000, and that's without labor. So that's probably gonna be about twice the price plus some more. Then the other part that I actually splurged a lot of money was the bathrooms. But you're gonna be surprised when you see these bathrooms. And take a look at this room. And the room, we decided to do it like a regular flip, so we kept the carpet in place, which is actually kind of cheap for compared to the price for hardwood floor. And now let me show you the bathroom. So here, as you can see, I have this really beautiful shower. This was one additional expense that was very unnecessary, but if you look, it looks so elegant. It's kind of like a steam shower. And just the glass was $2,000. As you can see, I decided to put the glass all the way to the ceiling, so it adds this like elegance to the house. And finally, this right here, this really large tile, was very expensive. But when I chose the design for the bathrooms, I decided on materials as if this house was for me. I love the style, how it looks so open and wide and clean. So I decided to go for this really large tile. But this by itself, just from the tile for 2 bathrooms, for the backsplash and the floor, in materials was $4,000. If you were just flipping this house without thinking in your personal preference, you can probably bring this number down to 2,000 and save yourself $2,000. That can be a potential profit. So keep in mind that adding a touch for you should always keep a budget so that you don't sacrifice potential profit and you can probably achieve a similar look. Because this tile is really not that special. I could have chose something similar that was way cheaper. Another thing we did on this shower, here there was a built-in closet for like towels, and we did a demolition of that in order to achieve this larger shower. And you know, a larger shower adds value to the house, so that definitely was worth doing. And then here there was a built-in tub, but I decided, like I said, for my personal preference, just to get the look and the elegance, I decided to knock down the built-in tub, and I got this really nice tub that is like ceramic or something on Amazon for $800. This standing faucet here, also bought it on Amazon, and it gives this really modern look that I so much love. Finally, for the vanity, I went to Home Depot. Why did I choose Home Depot rather than Amazon? Because if you want to return something, if it's broken, you want to make sure you can return it fast enough to the store and not have to deal with returning it to a third-party seller. So I love the style that has like wood. It's not wood, but I like how it looks. And I love the golden fixtures. And I just want to mention that it's surprising for me, and it's probably going to be surprising for you, to encounter so many hidden costs. The doorknobs. the carbon monoxide lights, the ceiling fan, the texture of the whole house, the demolition of the floor. And of course, those things will add up, but your most expensive thing will be your bathrooms and your kitchens. So take a look at the shared bathroom right here. As you can see, I went for exactly the same look. I got this vanity through Home Depot, my fixtures from Amazon, the tub. This tub right here, you can take a look, was already here. So I only spent $130 to paint it. And I went again for my really expensive, beautiful, elegant tile in the back. So just for materials for the 3 bathrooms, including tile and floor and vanities, and only materials was $10,000. That's a lot of money. So if you're a flipper, don't make the same mistake than me and buy cheaper materials inspired in an elegant look, but buying cheap materials. So this 4-bedroom house features a really large room. Come on, take a look, which offers this beautiful view to the mountains and some great sunsets. Then you can see it has this walk-in closet that is pretty large. So all of these things add value to the property, because nowadays you don't only have families moving into house, you have people that has roommates. So you want to have the rooms with a larger square feet than usual. So this room definitely meets the criteria. To sum it up, this project took me 2 months to get it done. It could have been done in 45 days, but I ordered the vanities upstairs at the end of the repairs, and that added 2 more weeks. That can be a very costly mistake. So make sure you order all your materials since the beginning. The things you have to look out for in order to avoid mistakes. Make sure you're buying with a big discount in a really desirable neighborhood. If you're not, make sure you're getting even a bigger discount. Then you also want to keep a realistic after repair value. If you're too optimistic, you're probably going to end up losing money, because numbers don't lie. So if the neighbor sold a house for a certain price and he has a pool and you don't, you're not going to make more than the neighbor. Then you want to stay as close as you can to your estimate repair value. Mistake I made was to splurge in this house thinking this house was for me, and I splurged on the light fixtures, the bathrooms. All of that was completely unnecessary, and I could have made myself anywhere from 5 to 10K in profit. I think you want to do the same. So don't splurge on the fixtures. You can probably accomplish the same look with cheaper fixtures. Lastly, make sure you get at least 3 estimates from different contractors. Why? Because especially for people like you and me that have not much experience, you don't know exactly if they are giving you an estimate that is overcharged or undercharged. Both things are a red flag. If they are overpricing, then you could have probably get a cheaper deal with another contractor. If they are undercharging, maybe there's hidden cost. Maybe they are not telling you about the baseboard. Maybe they are not including the cost for demolition. So keep a lot of attention on those details. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. And if you're ready to make your flip in Las Vegas, send me a direct message. Leave it on the comments and I will answer your questions. And let's get you your next property.